Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our Friday market wrap-up here at Top Gun Options. Man, what an absolute melt-up today. We talked about this earlier in the week in the solo Amazon, and the primary brief about, hey, man, these bear market rallies can be violent, and when something's on a tear, either join it or get out of the way. Actually joined it today, earlier before I went to my podcast. I put on a bull put spread somewhere up here in our trades only thread right there. What time was that? 11:22. Put on a 40.75, 40.70 bull put spread, $1.40. That just expired for a max profit of $2,100 with this rip your face off rally. Again, when something's on a tear, either join it or get out of the way. And I actually put next stop 4,200 somewhere. If I scrolled all the way up here, yeah, I said, hey man, next stop is 4,200 on the S&P 500, and then this thing's going to roll over. Nothing's fundamentally changed. If anything, this week has been awful. Wait until you tune in to my podcast. It'll drop on Tuesday. But, you know, the last podcast I thought was a flamethrower to the elites. This week was awful on a whole host of fronts. Hey, before I forget, if you're in Florida, the free state of Florida, make sure you come to the to Sun and Fun. Sun and Fun is it's Woodstock for pilots. It's at Lakeland. It's right in the middle of the state. So I'm taking the No Fallen Heroes Foundation jet up there tomorrow. Going to be flying before the air show, and then after the Blues land, fly Sunday morning, and then after the Blues land, fly back to here. But we got new merch, man. Come out, see the No Fallen Heroes Foundation jet. Grab one of our new hats, man. These things are tight. So we're going to have merch at the jet as well. Every dime goes to support to save a veteran, first responder, or a family member's life. So try and make it up to Lakeland if you can at Sun and Fun. And then I'll let you know as the air show season goes on, all the other different air shows we're thinking about attending. And if you want to ride in the No Fallen Heroes Foundation fighter jet, you absolutely can get one. Just reach out to me, Wiz, W-H-I-Z, at nofallenheroes.com, and I'll give you details about how you can get airborne. Okay, so earlier in the week, do me a favor, go to the Top Gun Options YouTube page. You've got to listen to Tuesday's primary brief. It's the end of the world as we know it, folks. This week was a horror. First of all, two Army Blackhawks crashed up in Fort Campbell, Kentucky. 9 soldiers and airmen killed. Just devastating. Until Valhalla, my brothers, and then prayers for the families. And man, just an absolute horror that we lost 9 folks this week. Remember, out of my 16-ish best friends, acquaintances, and in between that I flew fighters with, the 16 that I've lost, 3 due to suicide, they weren't combat, folks. They were peacetime. They were mechanical. They were stupidity. They were weather. You name it. We lose a lot of folks in peacetime. So keep them in your thoughts. So very, very sad. Fort Campbell, Kentucky. And then I don't even know where to start. Again, listen to my podcast. It drops Tuesday, the Max Afterburner podcast. But Nancy Pelosi, just what a complete idiot. The grand jury has acted upon the facts and the law. No one is above the law. Clearly, that's a load of bullshit, but I digress. And everyone has the right to a trial to prove innocence. Hopefully, the former president will peacefully respect the system which grants him that right. Did your face melt off like mine did when you read that? If it didn't, you're an idiot. If it did, you're smart. Ladies and gentlemen, no one in this country has to prove they're innocent. It is the government that has to prove guilt. My God, this is the exact opposite of our republic. But it's coming from Nancy Pelosi, so you kind of expect this stuff, don't you? Absolutely, people are above the law, Nancy. You are. Decades and decades of insider trading. I'm sorry. Nancy, her excuse, I don't place the trades. Oh, her husband, Paul Pelosi, runs like the most successful hedge fund ever because his wife tells him everything. She is a criminal. She's above the law. Hunter Biden lied on his federal firearms application. It's a federal felony. 10 years in prison. Nothing. Joe Biden, the big guy, Chinese. I'm not even going to get into it, folks. I can't stand when people use that bullshit trite sentence. Nobody's above the law. Anybody remember James Comey, the FBI director, years ago? 22-minute press conference, man. For 20 minutes, I was clapping. I'm like, we have America back. For 20 minutes, he told us how Hillary Clinton was a criminal, had classified material, had a server, destroyed evidence, with her cell phones and bleach bit to the hard drives, and then spent 2 minutes going how no prosecutor would indict her, so we're not going to charge her. What? For 20 minutes, I was clapping, and for 2 minutes, I couldn't even breathe. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? So, Nancy, Democrats, stop with the bullshit. Nobody's above the law. Clearly, they are. Justice is not blind in this country. So, it's a disgrace. This was scary this week. When the booger eaters in the room are freaked out, you better be freaked out. Elon Musk, Wazowski, whatever the guy from Monsters, Inc. No, the guy that started Apple, whatever his name, Wozniak. When the people who are making this shit go, we need to kind of stop and throttle back. Ladies and gentlemen, you should be freaked the hell out right now with this. Saw this today. He would still be here. Man dies by suicide after talking with AI chatbot. The thing convinced him to kill himself. Folks, this is going to kill us all. That's exactly what this one guy said. Watch the movie Ex Machina. AI is going to look at us like we look at fossils, man, like dinosaurs. Again, shameless plug for the podcast. Wait until you hear what I have to say on the podcast. Putin says the nation that leads in AI will be the ruler of the world. When was this? 2017. 5 years ago, Vladimir Putin's like, oh yeah, whoever leads AI is going to lead the world. What do you think he's been doing for 5 years? Earlier in the week, scientists and booger eaters said, hey, you're going to be immortal. You're going to be able to live forever. We're going to upload you into a hard drive. That's my definition of hell. I will live forever, and it ain't on a flash drive, man. It will be with God, source, creator, truth, divine. Whatever word you want to insert there. I prefer the word God. I ain't getting uploaded, man. You are immortal, folks. Don't listen to this. This is nuts. You want to be uploaded to a hard drive controlled by Putin or Xi Jinping? Good luck. So this has been an insane week. The same day that a transgender, I don't know what to call it's transgender person, because I still couldn't figure out what was going on this week, shoots up a Christian school. 2 days later, an insurrection happens in the capital of Tennessee. Knoxville, right? They stormed the Capitol. State troopers fighting against crowds. They stormed into the chambers. Oh, no, Wiz. That's not an insurrection. That's a peaceful protest. Oh, I get it. When one side does it, it's the worst thing. 9/11 and Pearl Harbor don't even compare to January 6th. Transgender and gun rights people storm into a state capitol, and that's okay. But this week, ladies and gentlemen, in the Wall Street Journal, there was a poll. Ladies and gentlemen, patriotism imploding, religion imploding, having children imploding, community involvement imploding, desire and love for money exploding. I want you to stare at those charts, folks, and tell me how you feel. You think this country is heading in a great direction? Did you see Jean-Claude Van Damme, the press secretary, the other day? Transgenders are under attack. What? Did you not know that a transgender shot up a Christian school, killed 3 children, 9 years old, and adults? The trans are the ones under? You can't even, again, folks. They say the exact opposite of what it is. Nancy Pelosi and Joe Biden, the Inflation Reduction Act causes inflation. It's a lie. My God, these people. I weep. listen to my podcast, drops Tuesday, and you're going to find out what my solutions are. I just don't rant to rant. I rant with solutions at the end of them, and nobody's listening. Or some of you are. And we're going to put the ladder down and spread the word. China and Brazil strike a deal to ditch the dollar. Saudi Arabia, Russia, China are ditching the dollar. The U.S. dollar is not going to be worth the paper it's printed on. Why do I care about if the world ditches the dollar? Because they're not going to buy our debt. That $31 trillion in debt that this country is, folks. China buys our debt. All these other countries buy their. Guess what, folks? The ATM's going to break. Kind of like it broke for Silicon Valley Bank recently. And once again, we bailed out Wall Street. We bailed out the Mooch. We bailed out Ackman. We bailed out all the guys in the Hamptons doing coke with their 5 houses and their private jets. They privatized their profits and they socialized the risk. Oh, wait, something bad's going to happen? We're all in this together. Oh, everything's going great. We're printing money? Yeah, my money. So it sucks. Everything sucks, folks. It was a horrible, horrible week. Children being shot up, helicopters crashing, insurrections in state capitals, indictments of a former president on bullshit. Oh, my God, man. I am a guy that believes nobody should be above the law, but there's clearly 2 standards of justice. You got a laptop full of criminal stuff on the Biden family, and the FBI is sitting on it, ladies and gentlemen. You tell me that nobody's above the law with a straight face. So it's ugly. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I plan on making a shit pot of money off the stupidity of others. If the world's imploding, and the world is imploding, this country is imploding, do I want to be broke doing it or not have money? No. I'm going to print money on the stupidity of others. But folks, with this poll right here, I care about patriotism. I care about religion. I've never been more spiritual in my life after my medicine journeys. I have children. I would love to have grandchildren. I am all involved in my community. First responders, veterans, their families. You know what I do with my money? I throw it over the fence into our foundation to try and do all of this other stuff. I'm doing my best, folks. You need to pitch in to the fight. Good news on psychedelics. We had a great week. I briefed you on our healing REIT that we have going on, that we're putting around veterans hospitals so we can try and get as many vets and first responders the help that they can get, man, because it is just it is ugly out there. But good news in the psychedelic space, it's coming, and I don't think it's going to be. Or I'm praying that it's quick enough, that we pull out of this nosedive that this country is in right now. Okay? Again, Tuesday, make sure you subscribe on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeart, wherever the cool kids listen to podcasts, listen to the Max Afterburner podcast. And you can also go to the No Fallen Heroes and the Top Gun Options YouTube page. So make sure you're subscribed to both YouTube pages, Fallen Heroes and Top Gun Options. Okay, like I said, if you're in the great state of Florida trying to make it to Lakeland this weekend, we'd love to see you. I'll throw you in the jet, get some pictures. You can get some of the new merch that we have, and I'd love to just meet as many of you as I can. Okay, have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge. Fights on. Namaste and basi basi.